Short one. Simplest way to make booze at home.
My name is Platt. I'm a Las Vegas bartender, homebrewer, and all-around lover of booze. And this is the first of a series of videos where I take you on my journey through the wonderful world of alcoholic beverages.
Can I just say, this is the best looking guide to do simplest way to make booze at home. This is a fantastic look and character for this.
Today we're going to start off by showing you the simplest way to make booze at home. So let's go.
What do you Oh, it's like a whole thing, huh? Ew. I didn't like that part. I mean, everything else was good.
Now for this little project, all you need is some form of fruit juice, 2 liters. We're using grape in this example. Sugar, yeast, and you might want to have a handy funnel and measuring scoop, but not necessary for this project. Now the real...
just so we, this is for educational purposes only, okay? This is not instructing anyone to do this. Please do not do this at home at all, or whatever.
MVP of this whole thing is our yeast. We're using for this. And it's the yeast that will convert the sugars in the juice and the sugars we add into lovely alcohol. That we needed. It's time to do it. All we're going to do is we're going to crack this open.
Is grape juice the move, though? I feel like that's going to taste like winey. I don't know. I feel like if you're into it, maybe he's like a home booze connoisseur.
I want to pour a little bit out. We're going to take our handy strainer.
I'd be doing like apple juice.
Dump the sugar in.
In there?
We're going to put in about 1 cup. So you want to make sure you take out about 1 cup's room out of the jar. We're going to seal this back up. And we're going to give her a good shake. Now there's a couple of reasons for this, but for our purposes today, and since we're keeping it simple, we're just going to shake it up and make sure we get the sugar all in there. Alright. None on the bottom here. So now that we've got this shaken up, we're going to open this back up. We're going to take our yeast. We're going to put it in. Now we're not going to use a whole pack. Probably, I'd say half to a third or half of the pack is good. Alright.
That seems too easy almost.
Here we go.
I don't like that. It seems like you're doing the whole thing there, buddy. That looks like the whole pack there, bud.
It's about half the pack.
Was it?
Now we're going to put the cap back on, but we're not going to put it on all the way. We're going to put it on about half the way. So you can see I can still squeeze it. And this to make sure that nothing bubbles out, that we can let air out, but nothing gets in.
Okay.
It's only been a couple hours, but
there.
You can see we have a nice little head forming on top. That is coming from the CO2 that's being released by the yeast. Thus, we're having to keep the lid up top a little looser to allow the air to come out without building up too much pressure. As I told you earlier, it's the yeast that is producing the alcohol right now. Now this bubbling will continue for up to about 7 days. The first 2 being the most vigorous. We'll leave this in here for about 10 days. And after about 10 days,
oh my God,
you'll want to decant this. Because as you'll see on the bottom, yeast will start forming down there. And you don't want to pour that into your glass. So after you decant, I suggest you throw it in the refrigerator for a couple hours, and it'll be ready to serve. And what you have is what some people will call hooch, pruno, or prison wine. I will warn you up front, it's not the tastiest thing you'll ever have, but it is yours and it's homemade. Think of it as a first step on a beautiful journey. Well, YouTubers, what did we learn today? Well, we learned 1, making booze is easy, and 2, it's because yeast does all the work for us.
Okay. Okay. No, it does seem very easy, but I think that is just kombucha. So I don't think that's super crazy. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to watch that one. It was going to be super short anyway. Pepper spraying police doesn't end well.